Welcome to our monthly video.
Welcome. This month at the meetings we talked about a few different topics, and let's just start with the one I think is really important, and that is communication methods. And I would ask you the question, like, what is your primary communication method when you talk to your clients or other agents? And I think we see more and more people who would answer that it's text. And I think there are some reasons that text is problematic. Okay, so text, first of all, isn't necessarily the most clear methodology where we whip off a quick text message. There's no tone, so it can mean a couple of different things. It's left to the recipient to decipher what you mean. Text messages are frequent, right? So we are all receiving more and more text messages, and with that comes losing text messages and other things that are problematic in a real estate transaction. I think there's just better ways to communicate. I would suggest that having a phone conversation is probably a great way to communicate and make sure that you're understood in what you mean. If you need something in writing, follow up that phone conversation with a text or with an email or with an addendum or something that just puts it in writing what you were talking about on the phone. But have more phone conversations and less texts, I think, is a good point for our going forward with communication in our deals.
Because nowadays nobody calls anybody. No. It's always texting, and it's nice to build relationships with people. Right. So that might come in handy somewhere down the road if you have a good relationship with an agent. Absolutely, absolutely. Another thing we talked about was the top 10 staging tips. So we won't name them all today, we'll just go over a couple. We will include the list at the end of this video, but just highlight a couple is declutter. So it's hard for a buyer to picture themselves in the home with all of your pictures on the walls and mementos, awards, that kind of thing. So you'll want to depersonalize. Next is to paint in neutral colors. Even though blue might be your favorite color, might not be a good choice for the living room. Right. And the number one thing was to declutter. So clean and declutter, those are the best tips. Right, and I think that part of our function as a realtor is to be a guide, right, to our clients. And although most of us are not interior decorators, we can use best practices such as this list in order to help guide our clients. So it'll help them in turn then get a better price for their home. So take time to study up on those 10 tips and be a resource for your clients. Right, and you can use that for a listing appointment, or once you get the listing, share that with your client so they can go over it too. Right. Also, these past few months, Tom and I have been sharing some tips for growing your business next year. Right, so I think we bring to you this month another idea or tip, and I'll start with this question. Where do you send your buyers to look for houses? I think most buyers are self-selecting now. So where do buyers go to look for houses? Zillow. Zillow, okay. And then I guess the next question would be, where do agents send clients to look for houses? Zap. That's where agents definitely should send clients, but I think I see a lot of agents still sending clients to Zillow, and the danger in doing that is Zillow is very willing to redirect your client to a paying Zillow agent, and that is a really good way to lose your buyer, is to put them in the hands of Zillow or even into the hands of Realtor.com or any third party who is making money by accepting advertising dollars from agents. Right. So part of the benefit package that we bring from Century 21 is a MLS-fed website for each agent. Something that's branded with your information, allows you to present all of the most active or the most current listing inventory direct from the MLS, and it's free. Right. So, like you said at the beginning, that's part of the Zap package. These are all independent parts of the Zap package, so you can choose to use just the website and not use other portions, or you can use the whole package. But if you haven't set up your website, I would do that. I mean, it's time well spent, and you need to keep your buyers on your platform looking for houses so that there's no risk of them going to be sold to another agent, in essence. So if you haven't done it, setting up the website is really easy. You can do it online on Zap,
If you would like some help, we have a specialist in the Midland office. Just call the Midland office and talk to Jacinta Lyons. She's our administrative person in Midland, and she's a ZAP expert. So she can get your site up and running, and then you'll have somewhere you can send your buyers when they're looking for homes, and not send them to
Zillow.
to Zillow, that's right. So that's a good business tip for next year going into 2020 is make sure you have a website for buyers.
Right. And last but not least, we have our new company-wide newsletter. So that will be coming out always the first of the month. So look for that in your email at the beginning of November. It has office events, it has community events, and it will also have an agent spotlight.
Okay.
So if you get a call to participate, we hope you say yes.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yes. So that's all we have for this month, and thanks for tuning in, and see you next month.
Goodbye.
Bye.